hanging up a festive wreath, decorating the Christmas tree, dazzling lights that sparkle all night, pearls, baubles and garlands draped, stockings filled and presents await. For the first DIY, I'm going to be taking this picture frame that I got from the thrift shop. I'm going to remove everything because I don't want the glass, so I'm just going to open this up, and as you can see, that's going to take me a while because of all of these. I'm going to actually need to remove them, I think, with some pliers. So I've got all of the backing off, and I'm just going to take it all apart. I don't need any of this, so we're just going to be using the frame. Now I'm going to start decorating. I'm going to have some reindeers, baubles and some trees, and we're just going to build on that. So I'm going to start off with the reindeer. And then I'm going to take some baubles and stick those on as well. And I'm going for some different sizes and colours for variation. And I'm going to take some trees. I'm just going to remove the base, so just screwing it off. And I'm going to add that behind the reindeer here. Just securing that with some hot glue. The trick here is really just to keep layering, just add and add. And we're going to take a bigger bauble and stick that in the corner. And now I'm sticking down a heart bauble. I'm also going to be making use of some garlands. Got this one here, and just snip them off. We're going to get rid of as much string as we can, and then I'm also going to add that to the arrangement. And just as I'm doing that, I wanted to mention that I am taking part in a Christmas collaboration, so there's lots more ideas for you in a playlist by these amazing ladies, and we've got a lovely guest, so definitely check out the playlist once you're done watching my video for more inspiration. Now to finish up, I'm taking a bigger tree and I'm going to add that in the corner, and then I'm going to take a smaller tree and add that right here. Now I'm just decorating some of the trees, adding some of the beads from the garland. Now to finish our frame off, I'm going to take this little mini wreath and add that to the top of my frame with some hot glue and just get rid of this gold tag. Okay, so just a quick update. I went off camera and made a few changes. You can probably spot a few. So I decided that I'm going to be going with a romantic French kind of shabby chic vintage style. So I did go over the frame with a little bit of paint. I also removed the red bow, and I'm going to be adding a nice peach kind of coloured bow onto that. And then I got rid of all of the really bright kind of gaudy colours, the red, greens, purples, that kind of thing, and I painted them pink. The paint job wasn't that good because I accidentally used pouring paint, acrylic pouring paint, so it was super runny, but it definitely looks a lot better, I think. So I just need to stick him back on and add the bow. Now I'm also going to be adding this strip of vintage music paper onto the tree, and you'll see it matches my other two DIYs once I get into those. I just think it really does add a little bit of something to it, so I'm just going to attach that on. I'm also going to finish off with a string of these pearls, and here's the first finished project for today. I really am so glad that I made those changes because it looks so much better now and it's more suited to my style. I've also added a little bit of fairy lights at the bottom, and look at how magical it looks now. I think it's just given it so much more. It was that little finishing touch. I just love the warm glow. Now we're moving on to the second DIY. I printed this off the internet and I searched for Joy to the World vintage music sheet. And I'm just going to cut this out, and you're also going to need one of these. Well, you don't have to have one of these if you can manage to print on card, but my printer always has an issue, so I've just got this on paper. And this is going to look really lovely if you have a set of 3. I'm just making one so that you've got the idea. And I've taken a twig and I'm just stuffing that inside my cone. I might need to secure it with some glue as well. Now I found this little cork piece. It's actually a lid for a jar that I've got. I'm going to stick the tree on there so that it's got something to balance on. Taking a glue stick, I'm going to add some glue to my paper so that I can stick it onto the styrofoam cone. Now I'm going to cut off all of the excess bits that I don't want. I'm just going to add a little bit of detail on the bottom, taking this just to give it a little shimmer. That wasn't enough, so I'm just going to add some silver glitter. Again, this is very vintage looking. Now I'm adding a little tinsel to the top to cover this bald spot. They've got these stars on the tinsel, so I'm also going to add that just to act like the tree topper. I've just gone off camera and added a little raffia on the bottom. So here's my vintage tree. It kind of looks lonely, so it definitely needs to be part of like a vignette, some kind of display, or if you have 3, I think it would look a lot better. Now we're moving on to the final project for today. I'm going to be using this to start off with, and this is going to be our base to work on. And then again, I'm just taking this and I'm going to start shredding them. It doesn't have to be super neat. You can use a shredder if you have one. I don't. So I'm just going to do this with my hands. Now I've got them shredded, I'm going to start making almost like a little nest. So I'm just going to take all the musical pieces, stick them inside. I actually really wanted a vintage angel, but this was the closest that I could find. Then I'm going to be taking some pipe cleaner. I'm going to measure it and create a handle. So I'm going to cut that and then stick it down with my hot glue. Now to embellish, I'm going to use a star that's on this little peg, and then again just taking my hot glue and we're going to start attaching all of these. Then I'm taking this wooden snowflake which I have coloured in with my Sharpie silver, and I'm going to attach that to the star. Then to finish off, I've got this flower which was actually on a hairband, so I took it off so I can add it to the snowflake. How adorable is this? I love it so much. I think this is probably my favourite project from today. Definitely let me know yours. I love to hear from you in the comments. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to check out my friends' videos in the playlist. It's going to be linked in my description box. And this is how all of the projects look together. I think they just make such a wonderful, magical vignette. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.